hope you're having an awesome week. Welcome to this week's live video. So this week I wanted to share some of my insights and some of the learnings that I've had through this whole COVID madness time. I'm wondering if anybody else has had any insights. If you have, just put a 1 in the comments, or if you haven't, put a 2. And I dare say most of you are going to have had some sort of learning or insight. I have to say that one of the best things for me is truly slowing down and truly allowing the process to happen. You know, like it's not too often that we're forcibly having to stay in our houses and force that connection time with our families. I have to say I've had a lot more deep connection with my kids and with my husband, and even with my dog. It's been such an awesome opportunity to step into that place where perhaps I wasn't having the conversations that I needed to as well. So I decided that I was committing to having harder conversations so that on the other side of that uncomfortable conversation, there's the potential for growth. Anyone had any of those? I'd love to hear it. So for me, it's also been like an internal journey as well. So as you know, I'm quite spiritual and I have my own yoga practice and my own meditation practice. And I have to say, I've never meditated so deeply in my life, and some of the visualizations that I have are really, really strong. And if you don't currently have a meditation practice, I highly recommend you do. Like, just get started. Now is probably the best time to start it because it's seeming like the meditation vortex is like ready for you right now. The other thing is, like, with this internal journey and with this self-development journey for myself, I've come across something called human design, and I've also come across something called gene keys. And anyone who's done their human design or gene keys, please let me know what type you are. Like, pop it into the comments, because I'm a manifesting generator, and that's in human design. And then in gene keys, my main life's work is a 29. And oh, holy moly, like, to read about what that means is quite interesting. So it's all about commitment. Like, I feel like my life's work is definitely around commitment, because as I get an idea, as this manifesting generator, we're really, really good at like manifesting our own energy to start an idea, to create a process, to get into something and activate the energy to make it happen. The issue comes when somebody like myself who needs to commit to something, if I become half-hearted, the energy comes away from that project or that person or that thing, and it can fizzle away. So yeah, it's been a really interesting journey to go, okay, so what am I fully committed to? What am I half-hearted about? And one of the audios that I listened to about it, it talks about even if you're 99% on something, you're still being half-hearted. And I was like, whoa, it hit me, because I was like, yeah, that is so true. Like, what am I actually committing to? And what am I willing to commit to? And I know that's my life's work, but I'm sure that some of you would relate to that. Like, in your social media, are you actually committing to it? Are you being half-hearted? Do you just start a project and like get started with something and actually not finish it? I have to say, like, I've committed to a book, a book on the subconscious and subconscious beliefs, because I also found out in this process that I'm a non-specific manifester, and that it's about getting in the feeling of things, that I don't have to just set, you know, a client goal or a money goal or a, you know, like a specific, I want this specific thing. It's actually more about me going, now, why do I actually want that thing? What's the feeling that I want? What's the feeling if I'm bringing a group together? How do I want to feel in that group? How do I want people to feel in that group? And this is where this is the segue into creating new clients. Like, literally this week, as I found out non-specific manifester and started feeling into the things that make me feel really good, I manifested 5 new clients in one day. And I was like, whoo, holy moly, there is a lot of power in this. When we find out more about how we do life, there is so much power in it. So for me, it was about, oh, I really liked working with that lady. I would really like to have her come back, and then I would really like her to even just let her friend know, and I want somebody else like her, and got into like this really good feeling about it. And literally within an hour, my phone started to ring. And all these people booked in straight away. Now, I'm not saying that this is the magical wand that you could potentially just wave and that it'll work every single time for every single person, because it doesn't just work that way. But what I'm saying is, if you're setting specific goals and it's not happening, try being non-specific. Now, here's also the big clincher. It's not just about sitting back and hoping and wishing. It's also then showing the action, because I'm a big believer in owning what you do with your body, with your life, and then meeting the universe halfway, because you ask for the thing, you're willing to receive the thing, but you've also got to go and take that first step. Now, for me, and this is where it could be helpful for you as well. Like, who are those people who you were seeing 6 weeks ago, who you're sitting there going, oh, it'd be nice if she came back? She doesn't know that you're thinking that. You need to let her know. So have you sent her an email? Have you sent her a text message? Maybe you could feel like calling her. I'm a massive fan in the text message part, like sending an audio message. I like when people do that for me, and for me it's easier for me to talk things through. I actually get a little bit frustrated trying to like type things out sometimes on my phone, so I'd highly suggest like giving that one a go. Next, who are you friends with? Who are you connecting with who might have a similar client base to you that you haven't talked to before? So for example, I have an excellent chiro who I go and see, and we share a lot of clients. But if I just dropped off the radar and if I wasn't keeping up with my chiro appointments for whatever reason, I might not be the first person for her to think about when her client comes in and says they've got digestive issues, for example, or they've got hormonal issues. So who is it that you can get in touch with, who you normally would have been in touch with, who you could recreate and sort of stoke the fire, so to speak, on that relationship? If you don't currently have one, who could you approach? I think people at the moment are so willing to have that conversation, because they're realizing we're all in this together. We need to connect more. And it's literally as easy as sending them a direct message on Insta, or sending them an email, or sending them a text message. Like, really just get in contact with some people. And it's either going to be those clients who you were seeing, who you want to come back. It's attracting the new ones in who are most in alignment with you, with your vibration. And then it's also asking for referrals. I have to say, like, there is so much power in the art of referrals, and having a really good referral network has really helped me in my business. So I wanted to touch upon those today, because if you had just forgotten about it, well, here's your reminder. You're welcome. I also want you to think about trying not to discount yourself during this time. I have to say, like, to be a little bit vulnerable here, when COVID first hit, I was like, oh my God, I went into catastrophe mode. I went into like, oh my gosh, like, there's no way that I could email my clients. There's no way that I could ask them to book in, because who's going to pay $120 for a follow-up consult right now? But that's me assuming. Like, we cannot assume that that's what they're thinking. If you're just getting in touch with them and asking them how they're going, I have to say, like, the lady, the new client, one of the new clients of the 5 who I saw yesterday, holy moly, she sent me a message not that long afterwards saying, you've helped me more than you can imagine already just by being there for me today. And that's what we're there for, people. Like, people pay us to hold space for them. And I don't actually think that you can put a price on holding space, because I'm getting a lot of mental health clients at the moment. It's not necessarily my specialty per se, but it's like mental health tagged in with women's health. But it's like, these people need someone to talk to. They need someone who can actually help them. They don't necessarily want to just get all their medication bumped up. They actually want help. They want someone to hold space. So how can you reach out and let those people know that you're the one who's there to hold space for them? The other thing you could do is you could send an email. More so like a broader email, but make sure you've got value in it. So like, what's the season right now? We're in autumn. What's an autumn style recipe you could send your people that you really love, that you cook all the time? What's a little story that you could tell them? What's a little tidbit of information that you've found really helpful? And what could you share with them? And then I would suggest to link it back to your website where they read a blog post and they have the option to book in with you. Really, really simple. And all you're doing is directing them in a way where you are being helpful and showing value. You're not asking them to buy. It is totally up to them if they wish to buy. So try and get out of that mode of, oh my gosh, I don't want to sell like I'm salesy. You're not. You're simply just showing value, and it's up to them if they then click the button on your website to book in with you. And wouldn't that be amazing if they read the thing that they needed to read and you helped to change their life and they're like, I've got to book in with her? Wouldn't that be amazing? The other thing, and I know I harp on about it, but it's video content. Like, are you creating any videos for your clients? Like, I would suggest that you're jumping on. You might do some sort of Facebook Live. You might do an Instagram Live. Maybe you might interview someone on your page. It doesn't need to be super detailed. It just needs to be of value or interesting. You know, like, people are being completely bombarded by a whole bunch of different businesses at the moment. So what do you do that's unique, and how can you help them? And just talk about that. That's all you need to do. Just be really casual about it. Everyone's at home right now, and they might be super stoked just to hear your voice and to see your face and to hear what you've got to say. That'd be so cool, right? Make sure you let them know at least once a week how they can work with you, how they can book in with you, how they can find out more information. Make sure that that is high on the radar, because you want to be front of mind when they're thinking about their health. The other last thing that I came up with for an idea is for you to host some type of online meetup. So whether you do this for your clients or for other practitioners in your area or something like that, I would suggest it's such an awesome way for you to create value in a really, really easy format for your clients, or create that referral network while we're all online at the moment. So if you're starting to create that referral network, then the clients will come in through that. If you're starting to provide more value for your current clients or even some new people, then you'll get more clients through that. So I wanted to make sure that you guys got lots of value out of this video today. And leave a comment below. I'd really like to know which one of these particular methods of getting a new client or reigniting your old clients, what are you going to commit to this week? Because it's really nice to sit here and listen to me. It is a whole other thing to actually step out there and to do the work. So remember, getting the feeling of it and then meet the universe halfway. So show that action. Leave a comment below. I'd love to hear what you guys are doing. All right, everyone, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I will speak with you next week.